What's going on, my nerds and collectors alike? Today we are finishing out the Captain America Build-A-Wing series of reviews, finishing off the Disney Plus line here. Today we are looking at Captain America himself, Sam Wilson. You can see here in the box, we get his shield, his pack there. Got Sam in his new Captain America attire, which is looking pretty good. We got his Falcon and the Winter Soldier logo there, the Disney Plus blip, Captain America. On the side of the package here, you get Sam Wilson in his Captain America suit again. On the top of the box, you get the shield embossed on the top. On the other side, you get that same image. On the bottom of the box here, you've got your barcodes, legalese, unreadables, warnings, all that fun stuff. On the back of the box there, warning, small parts, don't put it in your mouth. Not for ages 3 or younger. He is the final figure of the Build-A-Wing wave, so to get his wings, because he actually does not come with a Build-A-Figure piece for his wings, you will need Scarlet Witch, the Vision, Loki, Winter Soldier, U.S. Agent, Baron Zemo, and of course, Captain America. His bio here reads, Captain America Sam Wilson. Donning a brand new suit and wings from Wakanda, Sam Wilson proudly takes on the mantle, ready to unite people as the world's new Captain America. So with Sam Wilson here in his new suit, let's go ahead and crack him open and see what new Cap can do. Alright, so here we have Sam Wilson, Captain America, out of his packaging. I've got him holding his shield here, so we'll go ahead and remove that for a moment. Taking a look at Sam here, let's get into some details real quick. If you can see, there you go, his visor is extra translucent, so you do have Anthony Mackie's eyes behind that visor that you can see. And they did use the face printing technology for his beard and around his costume there. You have his nice Captain America pattern on his chest here, and he is missing a set of wings to commemorate that Steve is gone, because I've been told that in the Air Force there are supposed to be 3 of these, and there are only 2, meaning that he has lost a member of his team, which would have been Steve. On his shoulders here, you've got little stars, and those are on each side. You got the nice stars and stripes going down, flowing very well together. At the bottom here, you've got, I don't know if these are vibranium boots, but they do have thrusters on the back of them. I'm pretty sure we see him use these in the show, so I think these might be vibranium. I'm pretty sure there's actually a vibranium weave in the suit too, being that it was made in Wakanda. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on that. It's just a theory. You do have a wing-esque logo on his belt there. On the back, you do have his jetpack, which is removable, because this is the stored version. You do have some nice mesh-looking sculpt on his legs here, on the side of his thighs. And you've got the white bands that wrap up to here. Got the red on the back of his boots, and even on the bottom of his feet right here, with the little tread on the side of the boot. He's got his nice little gauntlets and his gloves. Overall, a very detailed sculpt. I like it a lot. You also have the metal bands that actually connect to his backpack here. So those are what's holding his wings to the actual costume. He's got little buckles right there. So, getting into articulation, his head is on a dumbbell joint, so he can look back that far. And for flight, if you want a more flying pose, you can go ahead and half it on there, which basically means you pull the head off of the ball slightly, but it's still kind of on there, so you've got it halfway on the ball joint, and that will give you more up range for flying poses. And then you just pop that back down there. He can look down that far. Of course, he does get some nice tilt I think he would have benefited from having another ball joint down here at the base of the neck that coincided with the dumbbell joint up here. But I suppose Hasbro's still working on that, so they'll figure it out eventually. For his arms, with these shoulder pad pieces up here, you are going to get some hindrance, so I recommend pushing down slightly on his arms when you're articulating, and you can get him out to there. Which, yeah, that does kind of suck, especially since this is a Captain America figure, and we see that Sam is fairly acrobatic once he starts to pick up the mantle and use the shield. So the fact that he can't raise his arms all the way to 90 degrees, or even higher, is kind of disappointing. As well, there is no butterfly joint, which would have also been a nice touch, but I suppose you get what you get. He has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, with, of course, the pinless technology. And with those, he gets more than 90. He has a wrist swivel, and his hands go in and out. On this wrist, my joint is slightly loose, but I will probably use some tightener on that. He has an ab crunch that bends forward very well. That's almost reaching 90, so that's always nice. With the pack on, he gets back that far, but if you do remove the pack, he actually gets about 90. Getting that back on there. He has a waist swivel that is hidden by his belt. He can kick forward 90 degrees. Cannot kick back. He can kick out about 45, which wish he could kick out a little bit more because, again, this is Captain America and Sam has become more acrobatic, so it would have been nice to see him have more flexibility. You do have a thigh swivel, which is a little bit tight on mine, so be careful with that. You have double jointed knees with the pinless technology, but because of the boot sculpt, it is slightly hindered. So you only get about that far. Still more than 90 though, so that's something. His ankles go forward that far as long as you're careful with the sculpt. Go back that far. Again, just be careful because there is a slight lip, as you can see. There's a little lip there and a little lip there on the disc, so be careful with that. And of course, he has ankle pivot. For accessories, Sam himself does come with the wing pack without the wings folded out. So you've got the alternate pack that has all the wings folded up here, and that's just attached to his back via a peg. And he does also come with the shield. Now this shield is the same sculpt design as the John Walker shield, which is right here. But this shield also has the straps for him to hold on to, like previous Captain America shields. And as you can see, mine actually has come unglued slightly right here. If it'll focus. That's not actually a break, that is just the glue coming undone. It actually looks like it may not have even received glue. So what I'm going to do is take some non-branded super glue. It's Loctite. Just fold that up a little bit. And this is a gel super glue that is fast drying. So just get some of that in there. And hold that down. And leave that there to dry. Not a problem. While I do have this shield out, I will do a couple of comparisons. So here is the Power and Glory Captain America shield. Obviously this one is all beat up. Here's actually the other one that has all the sheen on it. I do have Steve holding this at the moment, so we will use the battle damage shield just to compare the straps and everything. So you can see here how the design is different. between Sam's shield and Steve's shield. Sam's shield is actually a little bit smaller than Steve's shield. Holding it up there, you do actually see that there is almost an extra layer of size that shines over that. So, there you have that. Sam's shield is a little bit smaller. The straps on Steve's shield are a dark brown leather, whereas the straps for Sam's shield here are a light brown leather. So that's interesting, how they've got a different color for that. Taking this one away, if you did purchase the John Walker Captain America figure, you also received this shield, which is a pin and clip system. So, like I said, I don't like to use the clips just because I have had breakages with these clips, so I like to actually just have the figure hold it by the peg if possible. But what this is meant for is so you can have Sam store the shield on his back or on his wings, which we will get to here in a moment. So having Sam store that on his back looks pretty good. It would have been nice if there was the option to have the pack on while you store this on his back, just because that way you'd have a little more storage here instead of having to take a piece off and hiding that. But having that pack off does also keep the shield pretty much nice and flush to the back like it should be. So there's that. I do want to go ahead and just voice a gripe real quick before we get into the wings and everything else. Sam does not come with any alternate hands, which means you are stuck with a splayed finger hand and kind of a relaxed hand. He does not come with any fists or anything else. No set of relaxed hands or no set of splayed hands. No fists, which does kind of annoy me. I wish we did have alternate hands for Sam, but, you know, we'll probably end up seeing another version of this figure come out at some point, and they'll probably give us extra hands, and probably an Anthony Mackie alternate head sculpt here without the cowl on for when Captain America 4 comes out. Which, that will suck. Hopefully we won't have to use the Build-A-Wings again. Maybe we'll get a deluxe figure for that. That gives them maybe some flight effects, an extra head, extra hands, something like that. Maybe it'll even give us the two shields, so that way he's got one to plug in and one to hold. That would be nice to see. But for now, this is what we get. And it's still a good figure. I still enjoy it. So, moving Sam out of the way, we do now have the full Build-A-Wing. And as you can see, it is a little bit big, so we will scoot that back ever so slightly and adjust the camera here. So the Build-A-Wing does actually come with Red Wing, which attaches to the back. I will go ahead and warn that that is a very loose attachment, so it would be better if you posed up Sam and his wings how you want them, get Red Wing in the position you want, and then attach Red Wing. Or maybe use some sticky tack to kind of plug that, plug this into the pack here, just because it's not a very secure method of pinning it to the wings. I'm not sure why, but you can see we don't even get a full-sized peg hole in there. We have half a peg and then half a peg that slides down, which is just that thin piece right there. So, not a very secure attachment, but it is nice to have Red Wing included, because they do treat Red Wing as a character in the show, instead of just having a drone with Sam, or like in Infinity War, where he just launched a couple of them into enemies and then they were gone. He does treat Red Wing more as a companion piece in this show, so he is used more. Taking Red Wing off here, we do have a swivel at the base of his stand here, and Red Wing himself is attached via ball joint at the top, so you do get some movement around there. So say you have Sam in a flight pose, you can move Red Wing to fly above him, or something like that, which is very handy. We'll go ahead and compare Red Wing to the Civil War Red Wing, so you can see the different sizes there. So, new Red Wing definitely has some upgrades here. He even has some blue on him, definitely a different size. There's the underbellies of Red Wing. This time around, Red Wing has a more smooth side, whereas Red Wing before did have some extra sculpt under there. And the previous Falcon also came with the tucked deployable Red Wing, so the Red Wing ready to be deployed that plugged into his backpack here. Whereas this time around, our ready to deploy Red Wing is just a piece of the sculpt on this pack. Comparing the size of the wings here, here are the original Falcon wings from Civil War, and here are the Captain America Falcon wings from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Holding them up here, you can definitely see that the new wings are a decent bit bigger, but not so much bigger that I feel that they should not have been included with Sam. It does kind of suck seeing that this was the build-in item for this wave. It would have been nice to see maybe an Agatha Harkness, as opposed to having to build these wings. But, at the same time, Hasbro likes to say that if it wasn't a Build-A-Figure, you wouldn't get articulation on the wings, which I feel they definitely could have done, considering each wing is still about the same size as a wing from this pack. They are a little bit bigger. They do span about half an inch wider than the other wings. But these wings were packed with a Falcon figure on a single carded release. So, I don't know why they felt the need to make this the Build-A-Wave item, but this is what we got, so I'm not going to complain about it too much. We have Falcon with articulated wings. Depending on what you're doing, you can actually articulate these up and down too. It would have been nice if there was more clearance here to have his wings both be able to move. Oh, dropped it. I apologize here. So both be able to move down kind of in a diving position. You can actually move each side down one tick. So he does have them down a little bit. They do not move up at all. That is the limit of their articulation on there. And then each side, you have the wing can go forward there, and then they also go in like that. For anybody curious if you could do the reenactment of him wrapping the wings around himself and posing with the shield, I did see somebody take the wings and put them on backwards. So if you do this with the wings, you can kind of do that and then place the shield on top of your Sam figure. But also do be aware that if you put the wings on backwards on this pack, the pack will not be a secure fit on the back of Sam. Before we put these on Sam, I also want to point out that we do get a flight stand with these wings, which just port in to the same hole that the shield is to port into. So you can also add Red Wing here. So you can have that. There's the wings with Red Wing, and then you can have Sam on here. Only thing is, basically Sam will be standing. It's not actually a very tall flight stand. He barely gets off the ground here, so we'll go ahead and port that pack in there. Give that nice snug fit. And as you can see, Sam is roughly a centimeter off of the actual flight stand. So this was nice of them to add in, but at the same time, kind of useless. And we'll go ahead and take Red Wing off here, and now you have Captain America with his wings. This is still kind of weighty. They will stay on, but the peg does seem to not go in quite all the way. With the wings there, it does kind of push against him just a little bit, but you can push the peg in enough that the pack will stay on. It just doesn't get as flush to the figure as the pack included does. So with the John Walker shield, you just take the peg here, and then you can port it right onto the wing pack there. And you can have that look. So Sam has the shield on his wings while he's flying around. But if you do not want to try to get the Walmart Online exclusive John Walker Captain America, you can take the shield included here. And I've seen people take the larger loop at the bottom and loop that around and then just push the top loop right there. It is not the most secure fit, but the star is facing the right way, and you do have the shield on his back. So, like I said, if you don't want to purchase the John Walker Captain America shield, well, not the shield itself, but the John Walker Captain America with the included shield, you can still have the shield on Sam's back with the shield included. But Sam with his wings here definitely looks very complete. I do enjoy the look of this, and it's very cool to see a Captain America that can fly around and has wings like this. Let's go ahead and get him holding the shield here. I prefer to put these splayed out fingers in the shield here just because the hand is kind of soft, so you can kind of squeeze the fingers through the loop and have a slightly more secure grip on the shield strap than you do on the other hand, just because you've got the friction of that pinky splayed out there kind of holding that. But always, it is your toy. It is your choice. You can do what you want with it. That's just how I use mine. So there you go. There is Captain America Sam Wilson with the wings and the shield, which is always nice to see. The shield is kind of a loose grip. Let's go ahead and see here. I'm going to take the wings off just for convenience and set those aside just for a moment. Let's take the shield here and see if he holds it any better in the alternate hand here. It does look like you actually can get the buckle to kind of squeeze between his fingers. So he can hold that, and that seems to be a slightly more secure grip. So either way, either side, you can have him hold the shield. I just prefer to do mine on the left, just because that is how each cap so far seems to be right-handed. So they hold the shield with their left to defend and their right hand to attack. Let's go ahead and get his wings back on. Sorry, I couldn't see the peg hold right there. There you go. Get his wings on there. It does add a little bit of back weight, so if you just lean him forward slightly, it looks like he still will stand without an issue. We'll get the flight stand and Red Wing out of the way. And for the first obvious comparison we will have to do, here is Captain America Sam Wilson with the previous Civil War Falcon with the wings here. Let's see if we can get them both in the same shot. Here, we'll have them face to face. How about that? So we can see that the new Captain America Sam Wilson actually is a little bit taller than the Civil War Falcon, just ever so slightly. I attribute that probably to the larger head sculpt here. As you can see, his head is larger than the previous figure's head. which the new head definitely looks a lot better than the old. There's a lot more detail on there. So there's the iterations of Sam Wilson. Here he is with the Winter Soldier. And with Baron Zemo, which they were kind of a trio roaming around there for a while until John Walker showed up and started causing a little more mayhem. So those three were rocking together for a couple of episodes. And now taking his wings off for this final comparison. Let's do a little lineup here. So there is Sam Wilson, Captain America. And we'll go ahead and bring in John Walker, Captain America. And as you can see, I've got him holding that peg there. So we'll go ahead and cover that just a little bit. So here he is with John Walker's Captain America. And last but not least, Steve Rogers, Captain America. And it's kind of crazy to see that we have had 3 Captain Americas in uniform on screen in such a short time. We went from having Steve in Endgame to having 2 Captain Americas on screen in Falcon and the Winter Soldier with John Walker and Sam Wilson. And we even have a 4th Captain America that we actually haven't gotten to see too much of in action, Isaiah Bradley. So it would be very cool to see if we got maybe a spin-off show of Isaiah Bradley back during his Captain America days. Maybe even get a figure of him. That'd be pretty cool. But go ahead and taking these 2 out of here so they don't steal Sam's spotlight. All in all, I do think that the new Sam Wilson Captain America is a very nice figure. As I said, I do have my gripes. There are a couple of things I would have liked or have them had done differently. But we still have a Captain America Sam with his wings and a shield. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters, that we get to add another cool character to our collection. Before I sign off here, I do want to state that this channel and all of its content is not for anybody 13 years of age or younger. This channel is not for minors. Have to stress the YouTube policy. Stay safe out there, everybody. Happy collecting.